we go, game one. Blood Sapphire Control versus Frey. He's playing, as long as he's playing the same deck from this afternoon, which he should be. Yeah, he is. Okay, so he's playing a tempo deck, but it's in Sapphire, and this seems not great, but good enough. He's playing a what do you call it? A Wild Sapphire control deck. So we're gonna open up with Shards of Fate, picking up that Sapphire shard that we need right now. We need 2 Sapphire and 2 Blood, so we actually have the threshold to run the whole deck right now. Probably first thing we're gonna pull out is his Corpse Sly to try to get some card advantage going. It's interesting that he's running Howling Brave in here. I'm guessing he's running. What's her name? Oh, the dragon. Which I should know, Jadiim. Yeah, he's running the dragon Jadiim in here, most likely. That's what I expect to see. So, Corpse Fly him on the next turn. He may get stifled on resources in this type of deck as well. So I don't run Mimic in this deck. Are you talking about the Mesmerize? The Mesmerize obviously will be, yeah, it'll be going on a large creature. Like if he's running Fist or Brigadon for some reason in this deck, yeah, it'll definitely hit that. That's mostly what Mesmerize is in this deck for, is for like Fist or large troops like that. No turn 2 casting cost 3 card, so that's definitely a good thing for me. So taking the 1 is perfectly fine. Actually, I could Mesmerize his troop, which would stifle his resources, but I think Corpse Sly is better here. I don't think he has a lot of counter magic, and he can't count it right, use it right now anyways. So yeah, that's really good. I could also murder that guy, but I feel better about playing this Corpse Sly first. Corpse Sly is kind of a big deal here. I mean, if he was at 4 cards, it would probably be better. But, yeah, it's definitely going to be helpful. Alright, there we go. Oh, I don't think Frey is a streamer, so I don't know if I can direct you over to his stream or not. So you can have it up. This is round 8. He was talking about making sure we get into the top 8, and I'm pretty sure it's a top 16 because the tournament is an 8-round tournament, and typically when it's that long, that's what you want to do. 4 resources for Elder Streamer. Okay, yeah, I'm definitely murdering that. That's just like an auto murder. I have to MDK it, murder, death, kill. I can't allow him to draw cards off of this. I could Mesmerize it, but I'd rather he draw no cards off of it. So we're gonna murder here before his turn starts, so he doesn't have counter magic available. Murder, death, kill. Murder, death, kill. Yeah. Swinging with this Corpse Fry and flying. Pull ahead on damage. Seems decent. Yeah, making sure that my opponent doesn't, like, the best board state for me to be in is an open board state with him having 0 cards in hand and me having like 2 or 3 cards in hand is like the best place I can be in this matchup. Still waiting to see Jadiim out of this deck. Probably Oracle Song this next turn unless I see something really nasty that I have to deal with this Mesmerize. I hope I get to Oracle Song here. Yes, it looks like I do. Swinging in with that Howling Brave tells me he doesn't have anything huge here. So he hasn't missed a resource drop, I don't believe either. So he may have a handful of resources. Flock of Seagulls isn't really that necessary here. He could Countermagic this Oracle Song, but I think we'll see what happens. He probably wants to. Nope, okay. So that means he doesn't have it, otherwise he would have. Nothing else to play here, so I'm going to go to attack step, and then second main phase we'll go ahead and play this Flock of Seagulls. Flock of Seagulls is going to also stifle board state here, which I'm doing pretty well at holding on to. He won't be able to stop this Corrupt Harvester if I land it either, and that might be the game for him. If I land it and he doesn't counter this Corrupt Harvester, that might be a huge problem for him. See, it looks like he might have flooded, which is really good for me because he needs to aggro out and play troops like every turn, and so far he's played like an entire 2 troops, and that's really bad for him. Threw away a Time Ripple. There's a Howling Brave, so he's at 6 resources next turn. I don't think he has Countermagic, otherwise he would have countered my Oracle Song. I don't know, he might have it for this Corrupt Harvester. I think I'd rather just keep Oracle Songing though. He does have 4 resources open, so I'd rather not get the Corrupt Harvester countered. And I want to keep drawing and playing resources. I don't want my Relentless Corruption to get countered, so he would definitely counter that. So I'm going to go and see if I can do this to draw that resource. I'm going to resolve. Okay, play our Sapphire Shard. That puts us at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. I might as well Oracle Song again. Okay, there's Peak. Attack step. Swing. So now if he plays something really big, I have 2 Relentless Corruption to follow up with, which seems pretty good for me. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can go ahead and draw this card. Yep. Alright, so 7 cards in hand, plenty of cards. Down to, compared to his 4. Really good on card advantage here. Relentless Corruption is also good, basically card advantage. It's very similar to the Oracle Song. Once I cast the second one, and then it's better than an Oracle Song every turn after that. I don't think he even has Countermagic in this deck, though. At this point, I haven't seen anything that tells me that there is. Very good chance he has Menacing Grolk in this deck, but I don't think it's going to do very much for him now. I've drawn through quite a bit of my deck as well. You can see he has 46 cards in his deck, and I've got 41 in mine, thanks to 3 Oracle Songs, which went unanswered. Kind of needed to answer the first one, and the rest of them maybe not as much. So he doesn't really have plays here. It's just really surprising to me. Another Oracle Song for me. I'm going to play these Corruptions in the second main phase, in case he has something for this Corpse Slide to surprise me with, but he doesn't, he shouldn't. There's not anything in the game yet with Flash, which is, where you can put it into play on my turn to stop this guy. So, second main phase, I'm still a little bit wary. If he has Countermagic, he needs to counter this. No, he doesn't have it. There's a Jadiim. That's pretty bad for him, that I just pulled his own Jadiim right off the top of his deck. Okay. Just ripped it right out of his deck. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. I'm going to dump this Sapphire Shard here. I've got plenty of shards to play everything in my deck, so I can go ahead and do that. Nothing else to play here, so I'm go and discard that. And he's playing a tempo deck, and I guess he just didn't get anything of what he needed. So I guess next turn, I play the Jadiim and the Sensei in the second main phase. Again, if he has Countermagic, he should counter this Jadiim. But he should have countered those Relentless Corruptions, and he didn't, so I don't know. Either he doesn't have Countermagic or he's not running it. I'm buccaneering my Seagulls, I guess. It's a pretty sad target there. Buccaneers my Corpse Fly for some reason. Okay, so I can replay it and make him discard a card. That seems like a really poor play to deal me 1 point of damage. So let's see here. Obviously I'm replaying the Corpse Fly before I do anything else. To empty it. I mean, maybe he's trying to counter it. Maybe now he has the Countermagic. Either way, I get rid of Countermagic. It took my offense away, but it's like, it wasn't really like crazy offense or anything. Yeah, there's a Countermagic. Perfectly fine with that. I only have 2 Corpse Fly in the deck. No real reason to buccaneer his Buccaneer. Don't need to play this Oracle Song. Let's see, 3. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need to play cards here. So we'll just play another Seagulls and call it a day for this turn. But I've got so many things to play now. At least I know now that he has Countermagic. He Countermagic the wrong thing in my opinion and bounced my Corpse Fly. So yeah, he kind of flooded. I think that's pretty much all I can. When I'm looking at the board, that's all I'm seeing. He drew 7 resources. It's pretty bad for an aggro tempo deck. Let's see, so I guess next I play Jadiim. I don't have Countermagic right now in my hand, so Jadiim looks like the play here. I'm going to take a whole 1 damage on this attack. Plenty of time on the clock, really. And most of his stuff just simply bounces stuff. So I could play Jadiim and Sensei to replace the card that Sensei puts in my hand. I still have 7 cards after this next turn. There's another Corpse Fly. He's got 7 resources. I guess I draw out the other Countermagic here, the Corpse Fly. I don't know, I'll play the Jadiim. He should know that's his Jadiim. He should draw out Countermagic here if he has it. He doesn't. Play a Sensei. Next turn I've got another Corpse Fly if he has any cards left. Jadiim is huge, and she can end the game next turn, actually. Can't let me play Relentless Corruption, really. I mean, if you have Countermagic for Relentless Corruption, you have to stop it. entire, let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I have like 7 bodies in this deck. 2 Corpsefly, 2 Harvester, the 2 Argus, and then 1 Uruunaz. And that's it. That's like I have 7 threats in this deck. He's got his own Jadiim. It won't matter. I was gonna Buccaneer my Jadiim here. Sure, I'll Buccaneer your Jadiim back. Or I could just Mesmerize it. It can't really attack me because Seagulls. So actually, I could just play the Corpsefly here, and then Mez it if it attacks in. Yeah, he's out of resources, so Corpsefly is decent here. Oh, and there's another Relentless Corruption too. So yeah, let's go ahead and play the Corpsefly. I could actually bounce the Corpsefly if I wanted to. Two, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I guess I could peek. I don't think I have a really straight up answer for his Jadiim though, other than like his own Buccaneer. Yeah, peek to get a resource here, I guess. Oh, there's Uruunaz. Another Corrupt Harvester. I think I just draw a resource though. No, yeah, peek is messed up, and I didn't get a resource, so it's going to eat one of these cards. I probably wanted to eat Extinction, so that's the one I'm going to draw. Otherwise, I would typically draw Argus, is what I would draw here. So, because it's going to eat a card, I'm going to draw Extinction, because I don't need to clear out the board state at all. So, it looks like it's still broken. Okay, so if he attacks with his Jadiim here, he's in trouble, because I just Mesmerize it. Plays whatever you call it, Menacing Growl, that's 8. Actually, that would probably be game, because that would be like 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Yeah, if he plays Menacing Growl here, I lose. I don't have Countermagic up, so that's actually probably the card I should look for. Yeah, you can see it dumped my, it already dumped my Extinction. Eldritch Streamer, that's perfectly fine. So actually I'm not in a great position here because I need him not to play a Menacing Growl, because that would be the end of the game for me. Oh, his Streamer doesn't help either. So actually if I did draw an Extinction here, I would play it. So take 2. I can Mesmerize this guy, I guess, so I guess I'm in a decent position. If he bounces it, it's supposed to be permanent. Actually, if he bounces it, he'll get another attack on it, so I guess I'll just Mesmerize it. Let's see, so that's 6, 7, 8, 9, so yeah, I can play my own Jadiim here, and then Mesmerize this guy, pumping my Jadiim. Might as well swing with this Corpsefly because I can't stop his Dreamer. He'll draw an extra card here. I can still Buccaneer his Dreamer if I need to, or do something else. He loses next turn though if he doesn't do something drastic here. If he doesn't have like Grolk in hand, he loses. Yeah, he's in a good game. So, yeah, he can't stop the Jadiim. He doesn't have anything to bounce it. control. Alright, well, that was game 1. Let's go to game 2. Big thing about playing those two shards together, I think, especially he doesn't seem to have very much draw power, has a really good chance of backfiring on him. If he has like a turn 1 the Ancestor Chosen, that's a problem. This is pretty rough. Do I play this? I think I need another resource. I don't like the looks of this. I do have the Extinction. I've got a lot of resources. I don't have draw power. I have no plays. I think I'm going to draw again. Alright, I like this better, but not by much. I could play every card in the deck, so I mean that's good. Hopefully I'll draw into something good. So we'll open up Sapphire here. And also I'm starting this game for some reason, even though it's still not, the sets are not proper, so yeah, I really didn't like that hand. I'm pretty happy with this mulligan, actually, in the control deck, because I should draw into, as long as I draw, like, what do you call it, as long as I draw into Oracle Song, I think I'll be okay. Uruunaz by itself won't win this game, though. Okay, a Flock of Seagulls is decent here, so I'll go ahead and play it and make them start bouncing it. Otherwise I would have played the Shards of Fate there. So if I don't draw a card to play here, I'd probably play Shards of Fate. I need to draw some Oracle Song or something here, or the other thing. Relentless Corruption would be good. Especially if he taps out. Well, of course I can't play it, so not so much good. Sensei's really good for him. So he can actually start pushing 1 point of damage on me now. I don't know, he has a decent amount of card draw in this deck, but I'm not seeing like he doesn't have Oracle Song. That's like the big one for me. So I want to play the Shards of Fate, but at the same time I want to have 2 blood up. So I'm going to play the blood here, make him think I have Extinction ready. And then, depending on what I draw next turn, I'll play either a blood shard or play another Sapphire shard with this Shards of Fate, just to get it, that exhausted resource out of the way. I'm guessing he has Menacing Grolk in this deck, but I haven't seen it yet. It's really kind of clunky of him to play both of those cards, though. Both Jadiim and Menacing Grolk at 5, they're 3. I mean, he means he has to have 3 on both his shards to get those cards into play, and that seems really clunky to me, but it seems to be working for him thus far. I mean, he's obviously got 2 on each right now. Here's an Oracle Song that I had just been talking about. So he's ahead on cards. That's really bad for me. So this looks more and more like his game right now. He didn't swing because it doesn't matter. I would just block the Seagulls. I have plenty of time right now. Oracle Song is really important for me to play here. I have plenty of resources, so I can go ahead and use this Shards of Fate now. Yeah, because I don't want to. Well, it doesn't actually use the resource. It's just hearkening to the resource, I guess. So unfortunately, that doesn't deck thin for me like it does in Magic. Of course, this Oracle Song is huge here. If he could counter it, you know, I'm sure he would. If he had resources up. Luckily, he doesn't have that. Mesmerize will give me a little bit of board control. If he drops a Jadiim or something, I can just Mesmerize it. It gets 1 attack and not have to worry about it. I'm not sure. It shouldn't wipe the effect because it says permanent if he bounces it, but he could bounce it and then get another attack out of it. So 3, he can now drop his Jadiim if he has it, which he might. best answer for Jadiim is Murder, though, because then I can resurrect it from his graveyard with Uruunaz eventually. I think running 1 in this deck is about the max you can play, though. 1 Uruunaz is pretty much the max, and you really don't even need them. You really need the 2 Argus. That's what you need. He's swinging in, so I guess I'll take 1 here. So that means he doesn't have Jadiim, so that's really good for me. I played it because I have no resources up to counter him. I also had no Countermagic in the last game, so he may think that I don't have Countermagic for some reason. Relentless Corruption. He really needs to count as... I have to play the Relentless Corruption, unfortunately, here. So he probably has Countermagic for this. We'll see. Very likely he has Countermagic for that. No. Okay, well that's really good for me. Mastery of Time is okay card for me. It's basically going to draw me cards more than anything else. I mean, I guess it could win me a game, but... no. I'll just think I do. Maybe. It's better to, like, mind games my opponent with this deck. It's like, what do I have? He doesn't know because I don't have the resources to play it. So, if he had Countermagic, he would have Countermagic there, though. So, I'm guessing he's running 2 Jadiim in this deck because I saw 2. I don't think I would run more than 2. There's an Eldritch Streamer, which I'm going to have to Mesmerize. I can't allow him to draw cards in this deck at all. So I might actually pop this Mastery of Time just to drop 2 resources and draw a card. Here. Arcane Shield on this guy. Yeah, okay, well now I don't have a target, so now I definitely have to Mastery of Time. That's really bad. So now he can draw. Now I'm on a clock, a real clock. So that's bad for me. I really need Extinction here to deal with this board state. So if I draw Extinction, I play it here. Actually, I think I can Mastery of Time here and then play Extinction to draw my extra resource. Yeah, we're going to do that. He has no resources, so this is the perfect time to do this. So what this does is 2 things. It lets me draw another card, and it also lets me play another shard. Let's go ahead and... yeah, even better. So... I don't know, Jadiim would have been good too. So... play the Sapphire Shard here. Which lets me draw a card. And Extinction is perfect here. That's like the best thing right now because he's played now 1, 2, 3, 4 cards, and so that's a 4 for 1. Well, it's actually a 2 for 4 is what it is because I have to lose my Seagulls to do it. But that's really, really amazing. I have to be really careful about playing this Uruunaz, though. I can't play it into an open board or in open resources. So I'm still not in a great spot, but I can steal his cards now. Sensei, draw some cards. Play another card. Yes, now I can play Uruunaz. Perfect. Bouncing Uruunaz is really bad for him too. So his Eldritch Dreamer should not have Spell Shield in the graveyard because it shouldn't. Its abilities shouldn't work in there because it's a card when it's in the graveyard. It's not actually a troop. Just like when it's in your hands. This is a perfect time to play Uruunaz. So we'll go ahead and do that. He can't counter. He could bounce him. So, okay, well, apparently it does have spell shields because it's not an available target for me, although it shouldn't have it, but that's fine. I'll draw a card off of his Sensei. An Extinction if I need it. Shouldn't need it at this point. So Uruunaz will start swinging away here. And I'll pick up his resource dork, and also I'll get a wild threshold. That'll be fun. Shouldn't need this extinction though, unless he starts going crazy. He's got a lot of cards in hand, so that's not so good. If he swings in, I trade a Sensei. He's going to Buccaneer my guy away. Okay. Buccaneers Uruunaz, I replay it, and still get more troops. If he swings in with his Senseis, I trade Senseis here, because I want to draw more Senseis. I don't think he has Countermagic. I don't know, he might. 5 cards is a lot. So yeah, we'll trade Senseis, sure. Actually, I can go ahead and Extinction here. And then play Uruunaz. Or maybe wait a turn. I have a lot of time right now, so I really do. So again, I don't want to get it countered. It'd be better to have Extinction countered. So yeah, we're going to Shards of Fate here for Sapphire, so we can maximize our peak. And I'm not going to cast Uruunaz with him having 3 resources up. Instead, we'll just sweep out here. Or do I take 3? He's got 5 cards in hand. My Extinction here. We'll see if he stops it. I don't like Extinction in this board state because I can easily take 3 damage, no problems. He's thinking about countering it because he knows I have Uruunaz. He knows he has to wait for Uruunaz. You can't counter a counter right now because it crashes the game. He's going to time ripple his own guy. Okay. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good play. So now he can draw another card. Cat is just getting into my business. Right, yeah, there's no way he counters my Extinction when he knows I have Uruunaz in hand. That's true. I probably just should have taken the 3 damage, but plays another Sensei. He's drawn every Sensei in this deck. Play another card. Yeah, he knows he can't play another card. Still, like, my clock is like ridiculously slow right now, so I'm in an okay spot. I need to draw some more cards though. I need to get Relentless Corruption or an Oracle Song here, and that's neither one of those things. Play that. Yeah, I can't play into this, so just wait. Taking 2 here. But I'm on a 9-turn clock. I mean, that's a lot of cards to go through. It's a lot of cards. He can play every card though in his deck at this point. Still haven't seen the Menacing Gralk out of this deck, but I'm sure it's in there. It's gotta be. He's gotta be playing at least one. I mean, it's too good not to play when you can bounce it and win games. Not even playing any cards here, so. There's a Corpse Fly. Let's see if we can draw out a counter with this. I don't think we do, though. Doesn't counter the Corpse Fly. The question is whether he has a counter. I still don't feel comfortable about playing this Uruunaz, so I'm going to just hold it here. corpse fly. He's probably holding it for Uruunaz. He probably only has one. Keeps drawing resources. Or, you know, there's Jadiim. Still has Countermagic up. I can Mesmerize it right off the bat and absorb the damage right away if I need to. He should counter my Mez though. And if he does, then I can cast Uruunaz, I think. Taking 2 here. See if I have Extinction. If I draw into Extinction, that would be really good here too. Relentless Corruption. Alright, so I have 12 resources, 8. That's too much to cast everything, so... What is this at? 1. Yeah, so I can only draw 1 card out of his deck with this. Let's see if he counters. He should counter this. Arcane Shield in response. Okay. I still think he has the counter though. Let's see, what can I get? I can get a Buccaneer, or I can get a Sensei or an Eldritch Dreamer. I'd probably get the Eldritch Dreamer. I really think he has it. Relentless Corruption. I really think he has it though. I think he's got it, so I guess I'll just play into it. I can block him with the Corpse Fly, and then, yeah, I kind of figured he had it. I can block Jadiim once with the Corpse Fly. I'm in really bad shape here. So, I need Extinction. That's what I need to draw into. Really need Extinction here. If he bounces my Corpse Fly, then I lose. 10, 11, 12, yeah. If he bounces Corpse Fly here, I lose because the bounce will buff his Jadiim. So. I don't think there was that many cards I could have drawn out of his deck though. Like with Corruption, the chances were pretty low. And I'd rather he counter... I think I'd rather he counter the other card than Corruption. Yeah, okay. No bounce. Okay, so I really need Extinction here or lose. I have played 2, so I've got 2 left. 2 out of 40. So top deck it or draw a card that draws cards and then draw it. So I've got quite a few Oracle Song in there. Flock kind of helps, but it could be bounced. So I guess this helps me hold on. Countermagic. Sure. The only other thing I could do is Corruption and maybe draw one of his time things. Buccaneer doesn't really help. Time Ripple doesn't help because I can't target his Jadiim. Yeah, I can't target his Jadiim. Yeah. No, not really. I still lose. had 2 counters, so I mean, I can't stop his 13. I guess I should have played Corruption first, but this Flock really, yeah. Should untap. I don't see why he wouldn't. Why she wouldn't, rather. Yeah, so yeah, my card didn't go through. It fizzled, which isn't. It actually got countered. Was what the proper terminology is. Stop me from making it so she doesn't untap. Relentless Corruption. I thought it was 1 for some reason. I'm not sure why. It was obviously 2 there. I'm not sure why his prep phase is taking so long. Couldn't. She's still on target. She's still targetable. Duh. Otherwise I would've. Oh. Yeah, forever. She's untargetable forever. Respond by time rippling your guy. So there. Taking 16. Okay, so. Alright, well, we go to game 3. So hopefully I won't have to mulligan this game. So here we go, game 3. I'm mulling. This is bad. That is just unfortunate. Alright, this is doable. This isn't great because I can't play this Flock, but I have a turn 2 Persecute. And he did not mull, so that's really bad for me. Believe it, whenever I have 25 shards in a deck and I end up not drawing enough. Okay, well there we go. So turn 2 Flock. Unless you play something I need to Persecute or something. Yeah, killing these early Braves I don't think is that great for me. Normally it would be, but I'm not really that fast to begin with. I'm going to sweep the board out eventually anyway, so it's like a waste of a spell. Just play my Flock and make him bounce it. I have a card draw coming, at least, with the 5 resources I've got. I've got a Murder to respond to his stuff, so probably after siding with this deck, I would probably side in 3 more Murder and pull some of the, whatever it's called, that I have in here, Mesmerize. I'd pull out 3 Mesmerize and then swap it for 3 Murder. That's what I would do if I could side on this deck. Ooh, that's really good. Alright, yeah. See if he lets me play this Relentless Corruption. I kind of have to play it into his Countermagic if he's got it. but something tells me he's going to, well, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see if he taps out here or not. He's got enough where he can counter my stuff. Countering Relentless Corruption is really bad for me. 4, he doesn't have his Jadiim. Alright, let's see if he counters. Nope, okay. A Wild Shard. Well, I guess that was a good not counter for him. Should just every time I just put it in chat just to mess with him a little bit. Jadiim. That's one of the wonderful things about being a control player. I can just like totally mess with my opponent all the time. Oh, you are really lucky. You can just completely like poker face your opponent. Because he obviously doesn't have it in his hand, otherwise he would have cast it there. So, this also might make him hold his counter magic. Obviously, I would have played it there if I had it. Although he does have resources up, so he can counter. So maybe I wouldn't. I don't know. I got a lot of cards in hand right now. 6 cards is a lot to have in my hand at this point in the game. I'll probably start playing these Shards of Fate because I'm quite a ways away from drawing another card, and I don't have anything else to do here. So. Murder it at the end and during his end step. Oh, that was a mistake. Yes, 2 for 1. Awesome. That was awesome. That's a huge mistake on his part. He needed to wait till his end step because I think that's quick action speed. Yeah, he needed to respond to me. That's a huge mistake. That's the only one murder I have in the deck, though. But that was kind of a huge play there. So yeah, I guess we play Shards of Fate here. Sitting on this board state. That's huge. He just gave me a 2 for 1 there, which pulls me back ahead because he had 7 cards in hand and I had 6. That's really helpful. Of course, he gets his card draw here. There's an Eldritch Dreamer. So, end step, I persecute his Eldritch Dreamer. We'll see if he's got the thing. See if he learned from his mistake last time. If he's got it, he's got it. I mean, there's really nothing I can do about it. See if he's got another, whatever you call it, Arcane Shield here. He can't be playing too many. I'm guessing he's playing at least 2, maybe 3. But playing 4 seems like a bit much for this type of deck. Because then you could just draw and end up drawing like all Arcane Shields. It could be a big problem. Of course, he can also Countermagic this. He sees that I have 3 resources up, though. So he doesn't know that I have a handful of resources where I could just play. He might think I can play another Persecute in the next turn. I am running 2 Persecute, which would also deal with our Eldritch Dreamer. He's thinking about it. At least that's all I can assume at this point. That was a huge, huge play mistake. He's going to time ripple his guy in response. That's a respectable play. he can replay him pretty easily next turn, and that counters Persecute, so it doesn't... Actually, it still targets his guy, but he'll get his health back in his next turn, so he's perfectly fine. Man, I just need a... Ugh. So I've got tons of shards here. I need to draw more cards is what needs to happen. That's what really needs to happen here. I'm still not in a great position. I have a lot of cards in hand. He's going to replay his Eldritch Dreamer, and then that's going to be really bad for me. Yeah, because obviously I don't have anything now to do. It's very much a move, counter move type of situation right now that we're in. I have to keep playing these regular shards because I need to draw something. Okay, I can mesmerize this guy. That seems pretty good. I'll get him one, let him have one card. Let's see if he has a counter for this, or a shield. Countermagic or a shield. I'm guessing Countermagic here. Yeah, okay. Yep, I'll let that resolve. All my Mesmerizes become 5 now. I've got 2 more in the deck. So he's going to start drawing cards off of that Eldritch Dreamer, which is really a big problem for me. I need to, like, Extinction it away. But right now it's not looking good. I'm really far away from getting enough charges to draw another card here. He does have me on a pretty long clock, though. But he's drawn a lot more cards than I have, as you know, which is pretty crazy, as he's the aggro deck and I'm the control deck that's supposed to be drawing lots of cards. So, yep, taking 3. So that's like first blood, and we're on like turn 8 or 9. Here, it's really bad for me. Yeah, I really got to deal with that Eldritch Dreamer pretty soon, otherwise he's gonna run away with the game. It's got the Shards of Fate. I'm really excited to see so many people up so late. Yeah. Alright. Need to get something. Draw a spell. Okay, Corpse Fly is respectable here. That's going to help a little bit. At least that gets rid of the card advantage he just gained if he lets it go through, which he does. So it helps me a little bit. Playing a deck like this, at some point in time, you've got to hold on to resources for those Corpse Flies, I think. Personally. So, not in a great position still, but it's not horrible, I guess. I need to draw cards that draw cards, is what I need. Either another Relentless Corruption or some of my Oracle Song. I've got 45 cards left in the deck, and he's drawing cards. He's drawing 2 cards every turn because of his Eldritch Dreamer and dealing damage, which is unblockable. So, that's really bad for me. He knows that I don't have any removal for it. Mastery of Time is not good. That's not what I want to see. That's going to draw more cards here. Yeah, Eldritch Dreamer plus Mastery of Time is really good for him. So now he draws 2 more cards. It's really bad for me. Things are looking bleak. Streamer online, and I just can't deal with it right now. I need to draw something to deal with it. And he's got enough cards in his hand that he can restabilize his board state. He can just sit on this board state for quite some time. 8 shards in hand. I mean, he probably has Countermagic in hand at this point. So he can counter. If I do draw something that draws me cards, he can easily counter it. Very likely here. But I have to play it, because every turn I get further and further behind. So I think this is going to be his game. Yeah, another Flock of Seagulls is not going to do it for me at all. That is not what I'm looking for. Need to draw cards. I mean, it's almost like not even worth playing. Deal my first blood damage there. But, yeah, it looks like his game right now. It really does. I need to draw something to deal with his Eldritch Streamer, an Extinction, or something, some sort of removal. Hope that he doesn't deal... hopefully he can't counter it. But he's drawn so many cards now that it's very unlikely he can't deal with it. Yeah, I kind of just flooded out here. Yeah, if he draws another Time Mastery, that's really bad. I think that's like game if he draws another Time Mastery. Oracle Song, okay, keeping himself up. He knows I can't counter him. I got one card in hand. I haven't really even... I basically hold on to this card. It's not even worth playing because it doesn't give me charges. If I draw a card that does give me charges, I have to play it though because I need to draw more cards. But I basically sit and bluff with this Shards of Fate. Yeah, that's not what I want to see at all. Just not drawing the cards. That's all there is to it. It's not my game. Yep. It's like a tough break here. See, what did we draw this game? Yeah, very like a couple of cards that countered his stuff. Had a really big play when he played his Jadiim. It's really looking bleak though. I need to deal with this Eldritch Streamer. Yeah, it's like good game. I really feel like my deck is the better deck in this matchup though. Honestly. So at this point, anything I play, he can counter and win. Like no matter what I play, he counters. Yeah, sure. Play Jadiim. I've got 2 Seagulls to block it. I can't attack with my Corpse Fly anymore. Countermagic's a little late to the party here. No reason to play this Shards of Fate, so we're just going to proceed and pass the turn. I'll just counter, I guess, if he, I don't know, tries to bounce one of my things or something. I'll counter it. Countermagic's way late. I needed that for Jadiim. Playing a lot of shards. 31 cards in his deck. He just drew a ton of cards, which is crazy, and I drew none. I drew like 1 card. I drew my Relentless Corruption, which basically cantripped me 1 card out of his deck, and that was it. Just didn't draw. I mean, I've got 10 cards in this deck that draw cards for me, and I drew 1 of them, which only cantripped me 1. So that's really just not going to do it. Drawing more cards with his Eldritch Streamer. It's very unlikely he doesn't. Yeah, and if he counters like if he counters something, I can't counter in response because it'll lock up the game, and that'll be very poor sportsmanship for me to do that. I mean, it's basically an unwritten rule that you don't counter a counter magic. It's also, I mean, that's like a Fight Club rule, you know. It's kind of like we don't talk about Fight Club, you know, you don't counter magic. There's an Argus, which I can't even play. That would have also helped this board state. So, yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, I guess if I played that earlier, I could play Argus, but no, not even then. Even if I could play Argus here, it wouldn't do anything for me. So Argus is another card that really would have helped in this matchup, getting it early. That's unfortunate. Yeah. So 2 for Frey and 1 for me. I'm not sure if I'm going to be in top 16 or not. Yeah, pretty much. yeah, I pretty much did get flooded, but I mean, it wasn't so much that. I just draw cards. I mean, that's the big thing, is like his Eldritch Dreamer just got him too far ahead. So I mean, I needed to deal with this Eldritch Dreamer, so him bouncing it in response to my Persecute was kind of a big deal. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's unfortunate. Other cards I could have drawn, like if I had drawn my, I mean, with 7 cards in hand, chances are he had something to answer me